Algebra 1, 6.5, solve absolute value equations. So our goal is to solve absolute value equations. So an absolute value equation is an equation that contains an absolute value expression. Okay, an absolute deviation is the absolute deviation of a number x from a given value is the absolute value of the difference of x and the given value. Okay, so solving an absolute value equation. The equation absolute value of ax plus b equals c, where c is greater than or equal to 0, is equivalent to the statement ax plus b equals c, or ax plus b equals negative c. So if we're going to solve this equation here, for example 1, our equation is x minus 9 equals 2. So we write the original equation, and then we write it as two separate equations using our rule up here. So either x minus 9 equals 2, or x minus 9 equals negative 2. So then I add 9 to both, and I get x equals 11, or x equals 7. By adding 11 to each side, or by adding 9 to each side. So the solutions are 11 and 7. So we check our answers. So 11 minus 9 is 2. The absolute value of 2 is 2. So 2 equals 2. Here we get 7 minus 9, which is negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2, so they both are correct. So now, for example 2, we have 4 times the absolute value of 2x plus 8 plus 6 equals 30. So first we're going to rewrite in the form ax plus b in absolute values is equal to c. So we have to subtract 6 from both sides. We get 24 on this side. So 4 times the absolute value of 2x plus 8 equals 24. Now we have to get rid of this 4, so we have to divide both sides by 4. And we get the absolute value of 2x plus 8 equals 6. So now we're going to rewrite this as two equations. So we have 2x plus 8 equals 6, or 2x plus 8 equals negative 6. So then we subtract 8 from both sides. We get 2x equals negative 2, or 2x equals negative 14. Then we divide by 2 for both, and we get negative 1 and negative 7. Okay, now you have some checkpoints. If you need to, pause the video and do those. Now, for example 3, 7x minus 3 in absolute values plus 8 equals 5. We're solving it if possible. So, first thing we're going to do is subtract 8 from each side to get the absolute value by itself. So we get negative 3. So the absolute value of something is equal to negative 3. The absolute value of a number is never negative, so there are no solutions. So our answer for this one is no solutions. Example 4. Use absolute deviation. The absolute deviation of x from 10 is 1.8. Find the values of x that satisfy this requirement. So our absolute deviation goes on this side by itself. So our absolute deviation is 1.8. Okay? And of x from 10. So our given value is 10. So now we write the original equation. 1.8 equals the absolute value of x minus 10. So we rewrite this using two separate equations. So we keep our part inside the absolute value the same. So we get x minus 10 on both. And then we get a positive 1.8 and a negative 1.8. And now we solve for x. So we add 10. So we get 11.8 and 8.2. So x, we added 10 to each side. X is 11.8 or 8.2. And then you have checkpoint 3. Just pause the video and do that.